The capital reported 2 murders this week. Free National Movement leader Dr. Tribune blasted the Christie administration over skyrocketing crime numbers, and a whopping $7 million revealed as the budget for this year's Bahamas Junkanoo Carnival. We've got those stories and others. I'm your host, Krishna Virgil, and this is the Tribune's Top 5. Investigators had their hands full on Wednesday night after 2 men were shot and killed in separate incidents. The men were killed in separate incidents around New Providence, which involved 5 victims. Police said one of the murders occurred during a suspected domestic dispute, and the other victim was killed during an armed robbery of his neighborhood convenience store. The incidents pushed the country's murder count to 35 for the year, according to the Tribune's records. Police said the first incident in the Ridgeland Park West area saw 3 people shot. The victims include an elderly woman, a younger woman, and a man who died at the scene. The alleged shooter, according to Assistant Commissioner of Police Stephen Dean, fled the scene in a purple and white jitney coaster bus. He was later taken into police custody after an all-points bulletin was issued for his arrest. It happened shortly after 7 p.m. at Charleston Street. Police have not released the victim's identity. While investigators were combing the scene of this incident, police were summoned to the scene of another homicide, this time in the Yellow Elder Gardens community. Police said this senseless killing happened at around 9 p.m. involving the proprietor of a convenience store on Melbourne Road. While police have not officially released his identity, the Tribune understands he is Paul Butler, described as a well-liked individual in the community. Assistant Commissioner Stephen Dean said a lone gunman came into the store, approached the proprietor, demanded cash, and shot the victim before taking the money and fleeing on foot. A third shooting at Churchill Subdivision in the Soldier Road area resulted in the hospitalization of a man. Police said he was in critical condition. The Gaming Board has commenced a 90-day observation period to assess Island Luck's new televised 3-ball game Quick Draw, amid concerns that it is in violation of the Bahamas' gaming laws. However, according to Tourism Minister Obi Wolshcombe, the minister who has responsibility for gaming, the game is not a lottery and there had been no contravention of any laws. Mr. Wolshcombe said gaming board officials had done due diligence, as he maintained that Island Luck CEO Sebastian had been in consultation with the same officials who assisted this country in drafting new gaming legislation in 2014. The Bahamas hired consultants from the United Kingdom, the United States, and South Africa to assist in drafting the new gaming bill. Controversy mirrored the process for months leading up to the bill's passage, as the government pressed on with its plans to regulate the taxed web shops. Later, the Gaming Board released a statement saying the law regulating the gaming industry is clearly designed to accommodate lotto and other innovative products. The board released a statement in an attempt to answer questions about whether Island Luck's recently introduced Quick Draw game is legal. It stressed that Island Luck's game is not a national lottery and is categorized as a numbers game consistent with the law. Meanwhile, Island Luck CEO Sebastian also hit out at critics of his company's new 3-ball game, stressing that it is obvious the new service is in compliance with the Gaming Act. Mr. Bastian emphasized that Island Luck has obtained the necessary authorization to conduct the new game, which has received criticism from some who questioned if the company was violating the law. The 3-ball game, launched last Friday, has been billed as the first live lottery in the Bahamas, offering 32 draws per day. Opposition leader Dr. Hubert Minnis has branded the Christie administration a do-nothing government over escalating crime figures. Dr. Minnis on Monday chided the Christie administration for allowing crime to skyrocket to a combined 491 killings over the last 4 years, according to the Tribune's records. With nearly a year left before the next general election, Dr. Minnis lamented the country's out-of-control situation as he reflected on the Progressive Liberal Party's infamous murder posters, which were erected during the 2012 election season. The billboards were placed in several popular locations across New Providence and read, quote, "Under the F&M government, 490 plus murders," end quote. However, according to statistics gathered by this newspaper, murders under this PLP administration in nearly 4 years are about to surpass the more than 490 homicides that took place in the 5 years under the previous F&M administration. From May 7, 2012, when the PLP won the election, to December 2012, there were 70 recorded murders. In 2013, police recorded 119 murders. In 2014 and 2015, police recorded 123 and a record 146 murders respectively. The murder count for 2016 up to April stands at 35 according to the Tribune's records, meaning 491 homicides have occurred under this administration in 3 years and 11 months. Dr. Minnis claims this is evidence of a severe failure. Prime Minister Perry Christie on Thursday defended the financial practices of the Bahamas as he insisted that the truth will come out amid the leak of confidential documents that names this country as a key tax haven for some of the world's wealthiest people who at times seek to launder money, dodge sanctions, and evade taxes. The data leak is known internationally as the Panama Papers. Speaking of the international scandal for the first time on Thursday, Mr. Christie said the Bahamas is an honest and trustworthy jurisdiction that is fully compliant with the international practices. He expressed confidence that the country would be exonerated despite being ranked as the third most popular tax haven used by the Panama law firm Mossack Fonseca, the source of the data leak. The Prime Minister explained that officials have also looked at tightening banking practices. He was asked to speak on this matter on the sidelines of the Inter-American Development Bank's 4-day conference at the Bahamar Convention Center. Mr. Christie told reporters, quote, "In everything you do, the truth will come out. And so, no one can deny the truth. It is just always a challenge when people leak things. Now, with respect to the truth is the most important thing going forward, and countries have to find a way to be able to be comfortable with their relations with other countries that they are able to have a relationship with. Here in the Bahamas, we feel that we have been in compliance. We are still in compliance, and we have a jurisdiction that is honest and trustworthy. But we stress that it is a jurisdiction where we offer facilities to people that are lawful and permissible. And whenever there's a question, we respond to that question. Whenever there's a challenge, we respond to that challenge," end quote. According to international reports, 11 million documents were leaked by Mossack Fonseca to a German news agency, which contacted the International Consortium of Investigative Journalists to have analyzed the data. Mossack Fonseca is said to have played a major role in helping clients use offshore centers. Data from the leaks revealed information about at least 12 current or former heads of state or 17 relatives or friends of country leaders, including Russian President Vladimir Putin. Despite a firestorm of criticisms at the Christie administration over last year's Bahamas Junkanoo Carnival, the government revealed that it will spend around $7 million to pull off the event. Bahamas National Festival Commission Chairman Paul Major told the Tribune on Thursday that the government will spend about $7 million to host this year's Junkanoo Carnival. His statement came a day after the BNFC revealed that international artists Destra, Wyclef Jean, and Taurus Riley, among others, have been contracted to perform in the festival. He said the artists would be paid at their international market rate at about $30,000 for Destra, a Trinidadian soca singer, and about $70,000 for Wyclef Jean, a Haitian-born Grammy Award-winning artist. Early last month, Tourism Minister Obi Wojgam told the Tribune the government's carnival budget would be around $3 million. However, he did add that work on the final number was still being done. Last year, the government spent $11.3 million on the inaugural festival, going over its initial budget of $9 million. The announcement of a lineup that features major international artists also contradicts what BNFC officials told the Tribune last month when they said no big international artists would be headlining the event. At the time, the revelation was a surprise, considering last year Mr. Major said having international artists is critical to attracting tourists. The BNFC had been working for a couple of weeks to secure the international artists, Mr. Major told the Tribune on Thursday, adding that negotiations were very delicate. While the final lineup of entertainers has now been made public, Mr. Major denied rumors that last year's headliner soca singer Machel Montano will be back to perform this year. According to a statement released on Wednesday, the down-home flavors of Bahamian sounds will be mixed with a Caribbean fusion of soca, reggae, Latin vibes during 3 nights of non-stop music. Regional soca artists Ricardo Drew, Kerwin Dubois, Farmer Nappy, Rupee, Fada Fox, Patrice Roberts, Skinny Fabulous, Bungie Garland, and Lyrical will hit the stage during the 3-day festival in New Providence from May 5th to 7th. Want to get in on the discussion? Well, here's how you can. Just log on to our website at www.tribune242.com, like us on Facebook, the Tribune News Network, send us a tweet at Tribune242, or subscribe to our YouTube page, Tribune242.